Good afternoon. It's Tamaya
It's Joel.
with Co-Parent or Chaos. Today we're going to talk about communication again, but we're going to talk about it from the standpoint of the children communicating with the parents.
Yes, children communicating with the parents. Want to make sure that when they do speak, are we able to actually discern what they're saying? Because they may say one thing, but they're not being either forthcoming or even really clear about what's happening on the inside of their mind or inside of their heart.
Because sometimes children have a different way than adults do when it comes to expressing, I guess, or describing what really has happened or what really has taken place. So, yes, it's super important to listen to your child, listen to what they're saying, but you should also have that line of communication open so you are able to talk to the other parent, um, just to kind of clarify and get a better, more clear picture of whatever it is that really has taken place.
And at times, you have to ask the right questions also. Try your best to ask more probing questions, not ones that are kind of close ended like yes or no answers. Make sure that, like, if they say, okay, well, how was things at daddy's spot or mommy's spot, just so they can actually articulate, because children like to hide behind yes and no, or maybe they may not even be hiding. They may just give you what you're asking. So if you want to know specifics, you need to ask specific questions and try not to have questions that can be answered with just yes or no. And even sometimes too, this is something I was talking to my wife about before we started filming today. Just even not just sometimes children lie. I don't have a better way to introduce it. So you have to find a way to actually even parse through some of the language that they use, because children may not be so forthcoming with things that you or the other co-parent may want them to. You have to be very careful with children, because if you think about it, I talked to her about it before. Children really don't have anything in the world. All they have are their words. You know, the clothes they have is because mommy got them or daddy got them. The food they eat is because mommy got it, daddy got it. The bed they lay on is because mommy got it, daddy got it. So they're going to use what they have at their disposal to actually try to manipulate or create the type of world that they want to have. So you have to try your best as a parent to really try to sift out and try to comb through even some of the lies that they may tell you. Or it may not be lies, it may just be omissions of truth and omission of information that you really have to parse through. And that's when you and the other parent, you really have to kind of go back and forth and say, okay, what did she say? What did he say? And then try to see, okay, what the truth of the matter is, and not just directly believe what the child says all the time.
An example of this could be they might come and say, okay, dad was mean or mom was mean. And what does mean, they were mean, what does that really mean? So, in a child's mind, maybe mom said no. Maybe dad said no to something that they asked for. So, in the child's mind, oh, they're being mean. But really, they just didn't get what they wanted. They couldn't have their way. So, this is why that's an example of you might get all bent out of shape and be like, oh, they're being mean to my kid. But just have a conversation. Child language and adult language is not always the same. So that's why, once again, it's important to have an open line of communication so you can get all pieces of the story and try to figure out, what's really going on. Just have a better, more clear picture of what's happening.
Yeah, and like you said in one of our previous videos, just try your best to just keep the emotions out of it if you can. As much as you can, just try to keep the emotions out of it, because, like my wife just said, um, the child got back and said, he was being mean to me. A lot of times, mommy or daddy think emotionally, like when they hear mean, they're probably thinking that they are hurting my child in some kind of way or some kind of psychological trauma. But really and truly, that might be the easiest word that the child can actually describe how they felt. It may not be mean, like maybe the child, if they could have used the words, they might have been like, well, it bothered me greatly that my father and mother didn't give me the gummy worms I wanted to for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Instead, he says they were being mean. Not being mean. They're just probably trying to just protect their child so they can have teeth by the time they get to 30 years old. you know. But that's what it is. You have to try your best as a parent to really parse through what they're saying. Anyway, we're gonna wrap it up for today. Welcome back to
Commit
Co-Parent and
or
Chaos.
chaos.
Co-Parent or Chaos. You see, we have Chaos just now saying our little thing. But don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Once again, thank you for being with us. See you next time.
Bye bye.